These are details that we have with us as far as the controversial statement of the minister of the Mantri is concerned. He says, Samvidhan hamare haath mein, Shariat hamare dil mein, Shariat mere liye pehle hai, is what he said, basically being seen as an unwarranted statement at a time when there is a raging debate over the Waqf and also the constitution. JMM, a member, in fact, of the India bloc or India ally, has, or rather the minister from the JMM has made this controversial statement saying it's a Shariat first and the Samvidhan. Clear outrage over Hafizul Hassan's Shariat first claim. Expecting this matter to in fact even blow up further with a raging debate which is ongoing in the country over the constitution over Samvidhan. The Mantri here making a controversial statement about the Samvidhan. We haven't heard yet from the leadership of the JMM on what they think of the statement from a minister essentially. But Shariat is in fact first and then Samvidhan is what the minister has said. BJP's Tom Vadakan is with us. Tom Vadakan, how do you look at this statement that has been made by a sitting ministry within the JMM? He says Shariat first, Samvidhan in our hands and Shariat in our heart is what he said.
Well, I wanted to know whether this minister was sworn in by the Shariat or the Constitution of India. Does he hold a position of a minister by the Shariat or by the Constitution? If he has held his position by Shariat, then he has no business being a minister. Now, if he thinks that Shariat is more important than the Constitution of India, well, Shariat is applicable to people who believe in it. So be it. Then he has no business being a minister. Because this is basically a country that is run by the Constitution of India. So let that be very clear. And then, of course, he's gone on to deny that all these books are the Constitution of India, the Shariat, all there on similar. He's changed his line. So let's be clear. If this gentleman has to resign if he says that he goes by the Shariat, because he has no place in the constitutional frame of India.
You know, interesting that you talk about the time that he, took oath because, ironically, when he'd also taken oath, he had quoted religious texts during this ceremony, and that's what the BJP had criticized even at that point in time. Tom Vadakan.
Well, if he has done that, I think it is the duty of the governor to look into it, as he is sworn by the Shariat. Reciting something is different, but being sworn in on the basis of the Shariat is two different things. So if he is sworn in by the Shariat, I think the governor and the President of India should look into this matter very seriously, because that is not acceptable in the constitutional framework of this country.
Okay, there was a row at that point in time also. Like I said, he had in fact cited some religious texts as well. But I want to also ask you before I let you go, what do you expect the JMM leadership to do after this controversial statement has been made? Because they've distanced themselves from this.
Well, this is part of the India Alliance plan of action. This is the kind of thing that they do for appeasement. This is nothing that they believe in. Because if the Shariat laws are practiced in India, they know what would happen to many of their colleagues. So I don't think lesser said the better. If the Shariat laws are only applicable for marriage, that is one thing that they argue. But if the Shariat laws are accepted across the board, then I think it will be a very miserable condition for a particular community, and appeasement won't work. This is purely appeasement, and this is vote bank politics, which the India Alliance has been practicing very strongly. And I think people of India have woken up to this, and a situation will soon emerge when even the community that believes that they are vote banks will react in such a way that appeasement won't work in this country anymore.
All right. Tom Vadakan, I'm going to thank you for joining in with your views. So you heard there from the BJP on how this is appeasement. In fact, Satyajit also is back with us. In fact, the same minister he was in news for the wrong reasons, because during his oath-taking ceremony, he quoted a religious text, and even at that point in time, it was said that it was uncalled for. Satyajit, if you can hear me, I was asking you that this minister, even while taking oath, was in news for the wrong reasons. For quoting religious texts, BJP had asked him to not do that at that point in time.
Yes, of course, he has again landed up in a soup by issuing a controversial statement. JMM has categorically said, its party's general secretary had said that they are going to pass a resolution against the new amendment that has been implemented in the Waqf law, and they are going to protest it by teeth and nail. And in this context, when he was speaking to a private channel, he said that Sharia is Sharia, they consider Sharia more important than the constitution. And when he realized that he has landed up in a soup, today when we caught hold of him, he said that both are equally important, both are the important stakes of the system, he has said. But he has developed a sort of knack or habit, you can say, of issuing such kind of statement. And BJP State President Babulal Marandi on his post on X has demanded resignation for issuing such kind of statement that he does not consider constitution as important as Sharia, and he says that Sharia is more important than constitution. Today he says that taking a U-turn, he says that both are equally important. He says initially he had said that Sharia कहीं ऊपर है संविधान से, Sharia जो है, शरीयत जो है वो हमारे दिल में है, संविधान हमारे हाथों में है. But when he realized that this is a wrong statement, and when the party leaders started dubbing his statement as his personal, he has taken a U-turn and he says that both constitution and Shariat is equally important. दोनों बराबर हैं, he said. Particularly if we quote his words in verbatim. Now JMM is all set to pass a resolution again during their 13th conclave, which is going on in Khelgaon indoor stadium. They are all set to pass a resolution, and they have dropped enough indication on records that they are not going to implement the Waqf law with new amendments in Jharkhand. Sneha.
Really, thank you for the moment, Satyajit, getting asked those details. Listen in to those controversial statements first.
शरीयत मेरे लिए बड़ा, ठीक है. हम कुरान सीने में रखते हैं और हाथ में रखते हैं संविधान. मुसलमान कुरान सीने में और हाथ में संविधान लेके चलता है, ठीक है. तो हम पहले शरीयत को पकड़ेंगे, इसके बाद संविधान को.